Welcome to another nail tutorial video. Today I'll be showing you exactly how to do your own dip powder nails using this ASP dip powder starter kit. You can get this kit from Amazon or Sally Beauty Supply for around only $10. Dip powder nails can be a little tricky the first few times you do it, but I'm going to give you all of my tips and tricks to make it perfect. So let's get right into it. If you have any questions about anything I'm doing, just leave a comment down below. So this is the kit that I started with when I first tried dip nails. So when you first get the kit, you open it up and it comes with bottles for each of the 3 steps, a brush cleaning solution, 2 powders, so pink and tan, a tray to put the dip powder in, and instructions. So these are the 4 bottles. You have the nail primer, which dehydrates the nail and removes any debris so the powder can stick better and won't lift. And then the second bottle is the glue, which basically hardens the powder. The third step's the activator. Then you also have this brush cleaning solution, which is for if the brush for bottle number 2 gets too hard and you can't use it, this will help sort of unglue that brush. And then the powder comes in rose petal pink and cream soda. Then the dip powder tray has 2 divots where you can either do straight or curved manicure edges, depending on which angle you're putting your finger in the powder at. Now, what you don't get in this kit that you absolutely do need for dip powder are a fluffy brush to brush off powder after each layer, a nail file to file the powder after you've done all your layers, and a glossy polish to make the nails shiny after the powder. I think these 3 things are pretty vital to dip powder, so you should definitely pick those up if you don't already have them. So I started off by prepping my natural nails. For that, I used the Sally Hansen cuticle remover, which makes them less hard so you can just push them back a bit, and then I used the flat edge of this tool to push them back when they're soft. I also used a nail file for the edges and a little clipper to clean up any hangnails. To start off, I'm going to take the white powder in the kit and pour it into the plastic tray. You can just dip your fingers directly into the jar that it comes in, but I do think this tray helps because it lets you rest your finger on something and get a more steady, even line. Next, I'll open up the pink powder to get it ready, but just keep it in that jar. Then I primed my nails with the nail primer. So this dehydrates the nail and removes the debris so the powder can stick better and it won't lift. And you can just paint this on super roughly. You really don't have to be very precise with this step. Next, I'll start with the first layer of powder. So the powder sticks to the nail by using the sticky solution in bottle number 2. So just paint some of that on the first nail, being careful not to get any on the edges of your nail. So go ahead and dip your finger into the pink powder, take it out, and then tap it off. Then wait a little bit, brush off the excess powder, and then we can paint another sticky layer on to do the French tip. So make sure your tray is filled only to the first fill line, and then rest your finger on the ledge and very slowly dip the tip of your finger into the powder at a 45-degree angle. Then take your finger out, tap off that excess, and you can dip it in again quickly to build up that line a little bit more. And then very quickly dip it directly into the pink powder. So this is what that first layer looks like. So don't worry if it's a little clumpy, you can always just file that down after you have a few layers. Then wait a little bit, 30 seconds at least, and use the fluffy brush to brush off all that excess powder. Then we can go ahead and do another layer. Brush on that sticky layer again. Then I just dip my nail into the white powder once again, and the key with this layer is try to align the French tip line as closely as possible with the previous line. Quickly dip into the pink powder immediately after. Then you can just repeat this for as many layers as you want. I usually do 2 or 3 layers, but it just depends how thick you like it. Now I'll go ahead and repeat the same process for the rest of the nails. The main trick that totally changed things for me for dip French manicures is when you brush off the excess powder, bring your finger all the way back and under to tap it off. Otherwise, if you tap it while your finger's still upright, the powder will kind of bounce back up in the air and back and mess up your crisp line. Just make sure you bring it into the powder as quick as you can because it hardens very fast. Now, the thing that really helped even out the French tip was first doing a base of the pink color so that the surface below it is more even. You can hang out and watch how I do each of these nails, or feel free to skip ahead to the next step in the video. Then once I'm done with several layers on all of my nails, I'll top it with that same sticky layer from bottle number 2 to seal that powder in. Alright, so here is what all of the nails look like once all of those coats are completely dry. Next, it's time to file the nails so they're nice and smooth. Dip powders usually leave a bumpy surface, but to make them nice and glossy, we first have to smooth out all those little bumps from that powder. And then here are the nails after they're all filed, so now they're smooth and that bumpy surface is gone. Then after you're done filing, you can do the final step of painting on the activator, which is bottle number 3. This activator coat's supposed to harden the powder and seal in the color. The nails will be smooth, but you'll have a matte finish. Usually people don't want that matte finish, so they'll add a final glossy layer to add some shine. And here you can use literally any glossy polish you want, but I'll be using my gel top coat because it's the shiniest one that I have and I love that shiny finish. So I painted that on, put it under the curing lamp for about 30 seconds, and then wipe off the tacky residue that remains with a nail polish remover. Then to finish it all off, I added some cuticle oil around the edges. Just put this around the entire nail bed to moisturize and restore your nail to health. And that's the final look. These nails will last you at least several weeks. They're even harder to get off than gel nails, so these things are very much stuck on your nails. Overall, I really think this ASP dip powder kit is a great first one to start with. It comes with almost everything you need to do a really nice French manicure. The only thing that I don't like about this is that the white tip color is kind of a weird tan, which to me is way too dark, so I would just pick a whiter dip color than this one. But that is the final look. Let me know what you think about this design and if you have any questions by commenting down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in next week's video.